Hello everybody and welcome. Right, over the past couple of weeks I've been putting out various different videos testing out different equipment over on Zwift. We've been checking out the fastest climbing bikes, fastest bikes between level 1 and 10, levels 10 and 20. Eventually we're going to do 20 to 30, 40 to 50, 30 to 40 and everything in between, as well as TT bikes and all that jazz, right? But I've noticed I've been getting a lot of frequently asked questions down in my comments, so I thought I'd answer them now, and hopefully providing you with even more of an informed choice when it comes to your drop shop experience. Alright, before we get into the video, I just want to take a quick moment to ask the over 70% of you who aren't subscribed to the channel to please subscribe to the channel. It will help it out immensely if 20% of you who aren't subscribed right now hit that subscription button. Listen, right, not only is it going to help me, it's going to help you as well. You're going to know when we drop our videos or when we go live, so it means you can be leaving comments straight away. You can get into the comments and watch the live streams. And if you're not a fan of the show, in fact if you're a hater, hit that subscription button so you know when I go live, so you can get straight in there within the first 10 seconds of that video going live and hitting that dislike button. I'm feeling real good about yourself. Lovers, haters, unite and subscribe to the channel. All right, that's me done. First question. Hi Chris, thanks for this review. Perfect for us newly obsessed Zwifters. Smiley face emoji. Sorry if I missed it. What wheels did you use in this control? John, awesome question. Twice now. I forgot to tell you what wheels I'm using. I've been using the VENGE SES 3.4s, considered one of the best wheels on Zwift. The reason I'm using that is because I've used it from the start and I want to use it throughout. So all tests, when we're testing levels, will always be the SES 3.4s. For the climbing video, I use the Meilensteins, however they're pronounced, I don't know. But I use those because they're the fastest wheels up Alpe de Zwift, so they're the ones I use for that. But from now on, level 20 to 30, potentially not TT bikes, but I will let you know about that. But anything in terms of standard road bikes from the drop shop on the figure of 8 course, until I say otherwise, it's going to be VENGE SES 3.4s. Next up, and Scott asked this question, and he wasn't the only person to ask this, but one thing I think would be neat at the end is to compare these to the TRON bike for data. Maybe a new or experienced Zwifter would be better off just climbing constantly for the TRON challenge and unlock it ASAP rather than messing around earning levels and drops. Who knows? Well, I will tell you right now how quick the TRON bike can go around the figure of 8. So the TRON bike, Aero of 3, weight of 3, so that's exactly the same as some of the bikes that we've tested, including the Chapter 2 Ray and the Parley ESX, right? And the Scott foil. Completes the figure of 8 in 40 minutes and 48 seconds. That makes it 21 seconds faster than the fastest bike we've tested so far between level 10 and level 20, which was the Trek Madone. So there you go. The TRON bike, very bloody fast. Not so fast up hills though. I've said it time and time again, but you spend all that time climbing, you would expect to have the ultimate climbing bike. But the TRON is great on the flats, great on the undulation, terrible on the climbs, but clearly one of the fastest bikes on the figure of 8. Simon also asked this question. He said, have you got time for a TRON bike on this course? Please, sir, give me some more. Simon, I just gave you some more. Accept it. Next up, Michael asks, have you considered a test for the fastest bike on the jungle loop? Not only have I considered it, I actually did a video a couple of months back when mountain bikes first came out on Zwift. You can go and check that out by clicking up in the top corner. But essentially the fastest type of bike, not specifically a bike, but the fastest type of bike is the mountain bike. Yes, you will lose a little bit of time on that. If you're racing the jungle loop and you use the run out from the pens, you've got a bit of tarmac, and there are various little bits of tarmac across the jungle loop. You will lose a bit of time there if you are on a mountain bike. However, that time will be more than made up for. In fact, Pritchard, what was the difference between a road bike and a mountain bike over on the jungle loop? 1 minute 20? 1 minute 20 slower than a mountain bike is the road bike round here. Who'd have thunk it? Don't tell me you thought that. Ain't no way anybody thought that was going to happen. Potentially Grail being the fastest or a gravel bike being the fastest around there, but 9% slower than the mountain bike. So there you go, it's a massive difference. Yes, I will get onto a specific video on which are the fastest bikes on the jungle loop, but as it stands, mountain bikes, hands down, and I can't see there being that much of a difference between any of the mountain bikes. There's hardly any of them anyway, so. But yeah, I'll look into it for you. Next up, Mr. Pilberg asks, what do you think of the Specialized tarmac? Aero 2, wait for a decent climber. I unlocked it after completing the California challenge. Cheers for the channel. Pleasure, absolute pleasure. And yes, the tarmac is one of the best climbing bikes. In fact, it featured at number 7 in my recent best climbing bikes on Zwift. You can watch it up there. Yeah, and I think I mentioned in that video that it's not available in the drop shop anymore. That was because I got it ages, probably like 2015, 2016 when I completed one of the challenges. I forgot all about those challenges. In fact, they should bring those challenges back because I quite enjoyed working towards something on those challenges. Not the TRON bike, but the other things. I enjoyed it. And it'd be nice to be able to unlock bikes doing challenges rather than having to save up drops and unlock levels. It's just my opinion. But yeah, go and check that video out there. Next up, is the Alley Sprint faster than the Zwift Aero bike? I ended up buying the Zwift Aero bike based on its rating online, but Chris doesn't even test it. I bloody did. Or maybe the results were just bad. No, they weren't. I tested it. Right, so the Zwift Aero bike was the best bike in the test between level 1 and level 10. It did a lap time of 41 minutes, 15.16. It's a really reasonably priced bike. It unlocked really early. And if you compare it to the rest of the bikes in that test and the test between level 10 and level 20, it would be the 4th fastest bike just behind the Cervelo S3D, which is over 150,000 drops more. It doesn't unlock until level 13, and it's about half a second slower than that. And then finally, this question that got asked numerous times. I'm really surprised you forgot about the Specialized VENGE. You forgot the Specialized VENGE. Why wasn't the VENGE tested? What about the VENGE? Well, funny you should ask about the VENGE, because here's the results right now. All right, you lot, so the Specialized VENGE. I don't know how I managed to forget it. I think it's because Specialized have got so many bloody bikes on Zwift. But yes, I forgot it. I apologise. Aero 3, weight 3. Let's compare it to the rest of the bikes in the test between level 10 and level 20. So, unlocks at level 18. As I said before, 3 Aero, 3 weight. Costs 461,500 drops. It's not customizable, right? So you can't paint it, you can't spray it. You're given the colour black and that's your lot. Nice white decals, but apart from that, oh, and a white seat. But apart from that, you're not changing it into a bright pink one, which is rubbish. Anyway, over the lap of the figure of 8, it finished in a time of 41 minutes, 10.36 seconds. So just over a second slower than the Trek Madone. If I'd have not forgot about it, it would have slipped itself into the top 3 in second position, 2 seconds faster than the Specialized Halle. All right? So it's a good bike. It's reasonably priced. It's just as good as the Trek Madone, but you can spray your Trek Madone whatever colour you want. Although it is double the price, so you know, every cloud and all that jazz. All right, so there you go, Specialized VENGE. You can stop asking me about it now. So there you go, I think I pretty much answered all the questions that had been left in the comments. Once again, thank you for leaving those comments. I really do appreciate the fact that you pull me up on stuff every now and again. I genuinely just forgot all about that VENGE, but when you look at the list of Specialized bikes, you can hardly blame me. Anyway, next time you head into the drop shop now, you will be more informed. You'll be able to make a better educated decision on what bike you want. As I said, coming up soon, we've got a test for wheels on the figure of 8. We've got the TT bike test. We've got level 20 to level 30 and then beyond. And then any other recommendation, oh, mountain bikes as well. Mountain bikes on the jungle course as well. And any other recommendations you might have for tests on Zwift. As you can appreciate, it's quite difficult to put every bike through every single kind of test. And yes, they're not very scientific. I'm sure there's better ways of doing it, but this is the way I'm doing it. All right? So anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you've disliked it for whatever reason, you're probably not here anymore, are you? So it don't matter. Make sure, above all, that you've subscribed to the channel and you've hit that notification bell so you know when we go live with our next video. Until then, God no, sit there.